This is R.D. Sharma solution, class 11, chapter 33, probability MCQ. So, question number 13 it is, the probabilities of three mutually exclusive events A, B, C are given by A, B, C. So, A is 2 by 3, B is 1 by 4, C is 1 by 6. So, these are mutually exclusive events. What does it mean? For that, we need to know the addition theorem for three events. So the options are is true, is false, nothing can be said, could be either. So P, A union B union C, how do we find out? PA plus PB plus PC minus PA intersection B minus PA intersection C minus PB intersection C, and then we have plus P A intersection B intersection C. Since A, B, C are three mutually exclusive events, that is, all these will be 0. PA union B union C will only be PA plus PB plus PC, so you just have to add them. So probability will always be between 0 and 1. So when you add them, 2 by 3, 1 by 4, 1 by 6, you will get 13 by 12. So it is greater than 1, which is not possible. Okay. So it has to be between 0 to 1, which is not. So this is false. This statement is false. B is the correct answer. Now if 1 minus 3p by 2, 1 plus 4p by 3 and 1 plus p by 6. These are the probabilities of three mutually exclusive and exhaustive events. Then the set of all values of p is. So we have to find out the set of all values of p which are corresponding to these three. These are the probabilities of three mutually exclusive and exhaustive events. So how do we do this? The first one is they are mutually exclusive. That means if you go back, what we have seen in the 13th question, any probability has to be between 0 and 1. It has to be 0, it has to be 1 or between them. It cannot be above that. So what we have seen just now, P, A union B union C, I told you and I wrote this addition theorem. So it's just PA, PB, PC because in our question also, they are mutually exclusive. And when we add them, because they are exhaustive also, so PA plus PB plus PC will be equal to 1 because they are exhaustive, right? Okay. So what we will do is, let us see here. See. We will see one by one because every probability 0 to 1. So 1 minus 3p by 2. This has to be between 0 and 1. Either 0 or 1 or in between them. Now multiply both sides by 2. So all these three we are going to do. First let us take this one. Multiply both sides by 2. 0 less than or equal to 1 minus 3p. And this is going to be not 1, this is 2. I'll just change it, okay? It is not 1, it is 2. So it will be 0 between 0 and 2. Now let us add or you can say subtract 1 because we want to get rid of 1. So just add minus 1 all the side. It was not 1, it was 2. So this is minus 1, this gets cancelled, minus 3p, and this is 2 minus 1, that is going to be 2 minus 1 is 1. It is not 0, I'm going to change it. It's 1. Okay, divided by minus 3. Whenever you are dividing by a negative number, the inequality sign changes. So it will be this one. As I said, if you multiply or divide by negative, the sign will change. So this is P. This is, as I said, it is not 0, it is 1. So this is 1 by 3 and this is P. This is between P 1 by 3 and minus 1 by 3. It is not 0, I'll just change it. Okay. This we are going to do for others also. So one range we got, P is between 1 by 3 and minus 1 by 3. I wrote it, that is my bad. I wrote it wrong. So I'll just change it. But let us go to the other one. 1 plus 4P by 3. So this is going to be between 0 and 1. Multiply both sides by 3. So you get this as 0, 1 plus 4P. Multiply both sides by 3. So you get less than or equal to 3. So as I said, we multiplied by 2. So it is 2. This is 2 minus 1. So 1. So this is going to be 1. And this is minus 1 by 3. Okay. Now I corrected it. Now let us go to this other one. Multiply both everything by 3. So you get less than or equal to 3. Now subtract 1, all of them, minus 1, just add minus 1. Here also minus 1, you get minus 1. Here you get 4P. Here you get 3 minus 1, 2. Now divide everything by 4. So minus 1 by 4, this goes 1. This is 4. So you get minus 1 by 4. P is between minus 1 by 4 and 1 by 2. So here you got another range. So minus 1 by 4 and half. Minus 1 by 3 and 1 by 3. Now third one. Third one is 1 plus P by 6. 1 plus P by 6. So let me do it here. Okay. 1 plus P by 6 is between 0 and 1. Now multiply by 6. So you get, this is going to be 0. Here it is going to be 6. Now add, subtract 1. So you get minus 1 here. P 5. So P is between minus 1 and 5. Okay. So I cannot just rub these all because I just need to show all these intersections. So let me just draw a number line. Very small space I have. So I'll draw a line. So this is P is between 1 by 3 and minus 1 by 3. So let us mark here. This is going to be 1 and minus 1 and this is going to be 1. So mark 2 also. Well, we are not reaching 2 but still. So P is in between 1 by 3 and minus 1 by 3. So this is 1 by 3. This is minus 1 by 3. So just draw a line. This is a line and we'll take the intersection or the common value of all these three lines we are going to get. Now let us take another line. This is P is between minus 1 by 4 and half. Half is because it was 1 by 3. So just take it here. So half and minus 1 by 4. So this is, just take here just to have an idea. So this is minus 1 by 4 will be here because it was minus 1 by 3. So this is so minus 1 by 4 till half. This was minus 1 by 3 to 1 by 3. Okay. Now the third one, which is between minus 1 and 5. So minus 1 and 5. So just take minus 1 here. And then you have 2, 3, 4, 5. 3, 4, 5. Now make a line here. Okay. Now we have to take the intersection. See, this one and this one. This is the only common volume between all these three. So these are the only common value. So what is minus? This is between minus 1 by 4 and 1 by 3. So minus 1 by 4 and 1 by 3. So this is the common value. P is between minus 1 by 4 and 1 by 3. Okay. Now question number 15 now. A pack of cards contains 4 aces, 4 kings, 4 queens and 4 jacks. 2 cards are drawn at random. The probability that at least one of them is an ace is. See, cards, we normally, what we deal, we think it's 52 cards. But here, even if you do by 52 cards, that is a different aspect because you have to read the question. It is saying a pack of cards contains 4 aces, 4 queens, 4 kings and 4 jacks. So there are only 16 cards. There are not 52 cards. So 2 cards are drawn at random. So 2 cards are drawn at random. The probability that at least one of them is an ace. So it can be one ace, it can be both of them can be ace. So one ace or two ace. So you can find the probability of one ace, probability of two ace and add them. So there are 4 aces. There are 4 aces. So you are taking one out of them, 4C1. Now one ace you have taken already. How many are remaining? So as I said, there are 16 cards. There are 16 cards. Okay, so one you have taken already. Right? 52 cards, 4 ace. Here also we have 4 ace in 16 cards. I hope you got the idea. Forget about 52. We just have you have just 16 cards here. Okay. So I'm just saying one ace. So 4 ace, 4 king, 4 queen and 4 jack. So you have 16 here. So one ace is going to be taken from here. Now other ace you cannot take because only one ace we are talking about. Other you are going to take for other 4, 4, 4, that is king, queen and jack. So what do? Remaining are 12. So you are taking one out of this, 12C1. And denominator, what are you going to get? These are favorable cases. And total number of cases are totally 16. You are taking 2 out of it. So 16C2. So 16C2. Okay. So now you are taking 2 aces. Both are aces. So you are taking 2 out of 4. So 4C2. And denominator you have 16C2. So this is going to be 1 by 20. This is going to be 2 by 5. And then you just add them. 9 by 20 will be the answer. It's not 52 cards. Please remember. It's just 16 cards. In 52 cards, we already have this 4, 4, 4, 4. But the question is saying only these is available. Rest of them are not there. Not available. Coming to question number 16 now. If 3 die are thrown simultaneously, then the probability of getting a score of 5 is 5. So 3 dice are thrown. So as we discussed earlier, if one die is thrown 3 times or 3 die are thrown 1 time, probability is always total number of cases in the denominator, and the numerator you have favorable cases. So favorable cases divided by total number of cases. How many die are there? Every die is going to give you 6 output. There are 3 die, so 6 to the power 3 is going to be 216. So 216 here, denominator. Now favorable cases. What are favorable cases? Because you have sample space 216, we cannot write 216 cases here. So we just have to do it by observation and understanding that which number are going to give you 5 in between 1 and 6. So 1, 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, 1, this is 5. Then this is going to give you 5. The other one can be 1, 2, 2, 2, 1, 2 and 2, 2, 1. This is your 5. This is also your 5. So how many count are there? So these are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we have to find out the number of favorable cases. In order to find out the probability, number of favorable cases divided by the total number of cases. So we have to count the numbers. So these are 6. 6 by 2 and 6 is 1 by 36. This is going to be the answer. Okay, question number 17. One of the two events must occur if the chance of one is 2 by 3 of the other, then odds in favor of the other are. Since this question we have already done, let me just go through it. Say assume B probability is PB is X. The probability of A would be what? 2 by 3x. If you assume PB to be X, PA will be 2/3 of X. And since these are exhaustive, PA plus PB is going to be 1 because they are exhaustive. There are only 2 events exhaustive, so they will add up to 1. So 2 by 3x plus x is going to give you 1. So x this 2 plus 3 divided by 3, and x goes 5 by 3. So x goes 3 by 5. So x is 3 by 5, right? So probability you will get, probability of A will be 2 by 3 into x, and probability of B is of course x. This is going to be 3 by 5. So 3, this is gets cancelled, you get 2 by 5 and 3 by 5. These are the possible probability. Now odd in favor of B, what are you going to get? It's the probability of odd in favor of B, sorry. So you have to write the probability 3 by 5, then the probability of not happening of 5, not happening of B. So subtract this 3 by 5 from 1 minus 3 by 5. So to get 3 by 5, this 5 minus 3 by 5, that is 2 by 5. 5 I cancel, it's going to be 3 by 2. So this is odd in favor. Okay, question 18. The probability of a leap year will have 53 Fridays or 53 Saturdays. Those who are following all the previous one, they know we have already done this. So I'm just going back and I'm going to tell you in very short answer question VSAQ. This is the question number 4. What is the probability that a leap year will have 53 Fridays and 53 Saturdays? So since we have already done this, I am just going to skip it. So I'm going to tell you again. Please follow what we discussed earlier. And this is question number 4 of VSAQ, very short answer question. Question number 19. Question number 19. A person writing 4 letters and addresses 4 envelopes. If the letters are placed in the envelope or envelope at random, then the probability that all letters are not placed in the right envelope. So there are 4 letters and 4 envelopes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here also 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 letters, 4 envelope. Okay. So there is only one probability that all the letters are going to this correct envelope. Correct letter going to correct envelope. Okay. So there is only one possibility. But how these 4 letters can be arranged? Because they can go like this, they can go like this, L1, L3, L4, L2. So there are so many ways. How many ways? 4 are there. So factorial 4. Okay. The total number of cases are factorial 4. So in denominator you are going to write factorial 4. So this is going to be 24. 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. This is 24. Now what about this the correct one? Okay. So the probability that all the letters are not placed in the right envelope. So we will try to find out the probability of the correct one. As I said, only one way the letters can be put in the correct envelope. So there is only one way. All the letter find its way to the correct envelope. That is 1 by 24. Now the question is asking probability that all the letters are not placed in the right envelope. So not, when we got the probability of the right envelopes, not means 1 minus 1 by 24. And that is going to give you how much? 24 minus 1 by 20, 23 by 24 is going to be the answer. Question number 20. This also we have done already. So let me take you. I just need some time to find it out because I guess we have done it in the either 33.4. I'm just trying to find it out. Okay, let's not waste the time. VSAQ also it is not there. But we have done. You guys who are following We have already done it. Okay. Let me just see 33.3 just to confirm. Okay. So rather than giving time here, I think let's do it now. So let's do it, okay? Just as a revision. So let us see the question again. A and B are two events such that PA equals to 0.245, PB is 0.5. The probability of both happening together is 0.14. So PA union B is equal to PA plus PB minus PA intersection B. So this PA is 0.25, PB is 0.5. PA union B we can find out. Okay. This is 0.25 plus 0.5 minus 0.14, it will be 0.61. So the question is asking that the probability of A and B are not happening. A and B not happening. So P, A complement intersection B complement we have to find out. And that is going to be 1 minus P, A union B. This already we have done in that question. That is why how I remember this. So 1 minus this 0.61 and this is going to be 0.39. Okay guys, let us keep today's discussion here. We'll be completing this in the next one. Till then, thank you so much. Take care of yourself.